إنك حميد مجيد.
A separation, a control over your ego, a control, a discipline that you are looking at things with fresh eyes, although you're looking at the same person. Not out of naivety, no, but to know this is different from this. Today is a new day, is different. It's not going to bleed one into another. You cannot reach there before you reach so many steps towards it. So many fighting you have to do with yourself, so many sparring, so many broken jaws, broken bones before you reach to that point. Did you go through that? No, you cannot just jump into that. You cannot. Nothing becomes so easy like that too, because now it is one of the more difficult things. That you can fight with that, but not fight with this. That you say, okay, no problem with this. Do we have control? This is the whole point. Do you have control over your beast? Do you have control over your ego to make your ego sit, stand, move fast, move slow? You understand? Do you have that kind of control, that kind of practice, that kind of maturity dealing with somebody that you spend your whole life with, like your children or your families? You don't have that control? Impossible you're going to have that control with other relationships with other murids. They are just going to be a reflection of the ones that you love but you hate the most. You cannot get out of that circle. But everyone is unique, you see? Allah treats everyone uniquely, differently. The sheikhs, they treat everyone differently. It's not one cookie cutter. But we've been saying these things for a few weeks now. You must be very aware of your reflection. You must be very aware of how you look. Not to yourself, to others. To this one, you have a different reflection. To this one, you have a different reflection. You must be aware. We are in this world, in this country, in this system especially, where you don't care how you look to others. Maybe other countries, other cultures, they care too much. You understand? Extreme. This is Akhir Zaman, it's extreme. When Islam is not ruling, then it's all extreme. But you must be very aware of how you look. If you're aware of how you look, then you're going to maneuver properly. You know, this one, your voice cannot be like this. This one, you cannot look like this. This one, you cannot smile like this. You know how to move. This is called diplomacy. This is called politics. This is called dealing with the ego and other people's egos. You are not going to be lazy or a tyrant to say, I don't care. I'm going to do everything the same. I don't care what people think. I'm going to do everything. No, Allah is very latif. And He gives the rahmat specifically. Generally, He gives to everyone, but specifically what you need, He listens, He gives. Those who worship Him and those who don't worship Him, He gives. You must be aware. The believer is a mirror for another believer, yes? Since when you look at each other as a mirror? Since when you look at the person, this one that I don't like is actually a part of me. What is it about me that I don't like then, that I don't see? Very easy for me to say, I don't like, this is wrong, wrong, wrong. Very easy to say that. Very easy also to say, oh yeah, you know, to play the Sufi game. Oh yeah, I have those diseases, I'm the worst one. But if somebody tells you, you are like this, you're the first one to say no. You're the first one to offer 100 excuses from your pocket. You're not sitting to think. Now, sitting to think. Tafakkur, that is a skill. If you have that skill of sitting to think, or just thinking, whatever you're doing, standing when you're thinking, sitting when you're thinking, lying down when you're thinking, because zikr without thinking is empty. It's just by the tongue. Yes? Zikr with the heart is understanding what it hits to you and to everything. If you have that skill of thinking, you cannot really switch it off. Because our Prophet ﷺ, his thoughts are with Allah, for Allah, and every dealing is for Allah's sake. Every dealing is leading to that. You talking about murids and this and that, you're not even bringing Allah into it. Because if you bring Allah into it, you bring the Prophet into it, you bring your Shaykh into it, then you know there are certain protocols. There are certain things that you have to do for yourself and for others. Where is the rahmat? Where is the forgiveness? Where is the understanding? Where is turning over the page? Where is knowing what are the limitations? And you have to practice that. But this thinking is not a theory kind of a thinking. You understand? It means that something is happening to you, you don't just react. You step back a little bit. Especially something that you don't like. Especially something that is unusual. Especially something that is big. What tariqat is requiring you to do? When you are going to make a crash, for you to think what's going to happen. In fact, tariqat, Shaykh Effendi is saying, before you meet that crash, you must know what to think when that happens. You understand? Am I making sense to you? Then when you do that, then you know everything is going to be kind of like slow motion, you know? And you know, okay, there's possibilities. This can go in so many ways. Slow down. You slow it down. You don't rush. Rushing is from Shaitan. You slow down. You think, it's okay, this can go here, here, here. Let me think properly. What is my intention? What am I trying to do? I'm trying to crash, go this way. I'm trying to save, go this way. Well, you have to be conscious of yourself. You have to know that you rush. I understand. You have to know that you have a habit of doing this, and you have to want to break that habit. Once you understand the habit that you have, and you're trying to break it, you understand people's habits also. This one is programmed like that. This one is programmed like this. This one's like that. After a while, you stop giving a value judgment on it too. As murids, you're not supposed to give value judgment, say this is right, this is wrong. You're just going to say this one is different. That time you say, Allahu Alam. This one, he complains all the time, but I take it for myself. But in reality, he's not complaining, he's just talking. This one cries all the time. In reality, he's not crying, he's just communicating. This one is laughing. So you understand everything is different. It's not your job to change people. But you know how to deal with a person who complains, you know how to deal with a person who laughs, you know how to deal with a person who cries. You know how to deal with people, you know how to reach their heart. You understand? For you to do that, you have to stop paying so much attention of yourself. How I am. Do I dominate? Do I this in this? No, it's about them. How do I enter into them? How do I take the path that they will least resist me? How do I charm them? So I was yelling at the women the other day. I said, oh yeah, not even women. Women were trained to charm men once upon a time. Now everyone is a truck driver. Yes, this is what I want. Yeah. How's that working out for you? But you know, they used to teach us when I was young, hundreds of years ago, right? Once upon a time. A spoonful of sugar makes the medicine go down. Of course, that time sugar doesn't kill you. Now sugar kills you. So don't take sugar. Take what? Honey. Take honey. Not too much honey also. Under the age of blah, blah, blah. Anyway, so find an access point. The whole thing is about a key, right? So you must know, this one use what kind of key, this one use what kind of key. According to your own understanding. Then you can move, then you can work. You don't give an order. Orders don't work. We're in the path of tariqat. It's not about orders. It's not an order. Path of tariqat is your heart. It is a journey. Orders don't work. Allah doesn't force. Yet. Thank you. I said yet. The time will come, but he's very, very patient. When is the time then he's going to be Jabbar and Qahar? Only Ahi Zaman, Malhamatu Kubra, that we're coming to that. But for this, he's giving chance after chance after chance. So you're not. And sure, then he says, at the end of the day, you are going to be hung by your own 2 feet. Right? So, you have to be in your heart to be able to turn the page on this one. This one, a man has many pages, Your relationship with a person has many, many pages. This one, okay, about cooking, he's terrible. Turn the page. Do something else. This one, about this, turn something. So once you find a page that you can connect with, use that. Don't look at other things. You become beloved to people that time. As Maulana says, when you're with children, talk about toys. He's not just talking about toys, but through toys you can talk about something more sublime. But it is according to the language. Our problem is, why do you think I yell at some people for your language? So many times I yell at you for your language, yes? Why? Because you have to speak to people according to their language, not your language. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, astaghfirullah, He deigns to speak to us according to our language. Yes? And that's why the Turks, they are saying, the language of Allah is different. The language of the Arabs is different. It's much nicer in Turkish. The difference between Arabça and Rabça. We want to know the language of Allah, the language of Rab. This is the way of tariqat, to understand His language. So, how are you going to understand Allah's language when people's language you don't care? You say, no, they have to understand the way I speak, the way I understand. I'm not talking, of course, about your vocabulary. I'm not talking about your accent. I'm talking about a way that they can understand easily. You read them. You don't demand them to read you. You read them. They say, oh, they don't understand. You find a way to make them to understand. Inshallah. Then, you're still young, I guess. Things seem to last a long time when you're young. When you get older, alhamdulillah, things move very fast. And so many things that you keep, you say, why am I keeping? It's not necessary. When you get older, you say, clear it, clear it, clear it. You're supposed to anyway, until everything is clear, no? Because the grave that you're going to enter is also going to be clear. It's empty, the grave. But what do we want to fill it up with? Good deeds. Not regret, not this, not that. Good deeds. So Shaykh Effendi says, then be busy. How are you filling up your grave today? Are you filling it up with heavenly jewels? Are you filling it up with scorpions and snakes? With that, just that simple word, then look into your relationship with anyone here. You deal with that one. Is it filling it up with scorpions or snakes or jewels? For whose sake? For Allah's sake? Easy. Difficult for your ego. For your sake, you want to take something from this world, you're going to miss that. And so many things will not be so important once you get older, and you get older, and you get older. I'm not talking about the passage of years also. I'm talking about how much you are understanding from tariqat. You get more forgiving, easier. You don't get too hung up on things. That is maturity. That is being old. You understand? You say, it's okay. Like this. You may get, it's okay. Why am I like this anyway? I shouldn't. I can't really change so many things. I already know that. Can't change that. I should have known, dealing with this kind of a person, what the outcome is going to be. How much I'm supposed to take. So, What people, the murids, usually fight anyway? About akhirat? No, about dunya. No, but it's the dunya for akhirat. Yeah, it's still dunya. Then let it go. And you can. Yeah, people get very upset, but they are mature enough. They say, okay, it's okay. Still my brother. I'll help him. That's easy. Okay? It's a skill. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Ya Allah, forgive me.